Welcome everyone to our new recipe costing software. We're excited about this new release because it has many of the feature requests we've received from many of you. And with over 3,500 subscribers in just 1 year, we've received a lot of great ideas that we've incorporated in this new version. So what's new? We've improved the centralized food order guide. We've improved the vendors and vendor items. We've also improved the recipe and sub-recipes, and we've added a new module called menu items, and we'll look at that as well. We've also added a dynamic drop-down list that you can manage on your own. We did a full inventory so you can manage all of your inventory and inventory usage, which is extremely important, and also calculates the value that was used. We added a food storage locator for inventory. We created a new purchase order module to allow you to create food orders and send them to your vendors. We also have given the ability to compare food items from different vendors in a purchase order, and the ability to receive food items into inventory from a purchase order. We added a shopping list that allows you to select menu items, increase the number of servings, and within that, the software will create an entire purchase order or shopping list of food items that you need. We also added a lot of quick search bar tools that you can use to quickly find what you're looking for. And we added new reports. So this is just a quick overview. I'm going to show you some of these things quickly. And we have more videos that are coming out that will train you in each of these different sections and show you all the new features. But I wanted to give you a first look. So this is a new food order guide. You'll notice that the layout is significantly different. It's a nicer user interface, and the flow really works well. And it's really intuitive for our users to get started and get going with this software. The first thing you'll notice is that we have a search bar that's available here. So at any point, if I'm looking for an item, I can quickly type in a few letters of that item and then look for what I need. And what it'll do is it'll pull up that item from the food order guide. In addition, we also have a sizer to allow us to see up to 100 items on one quick look. And again, if we're looking for a specific item, it's really simple to do that search. And then we can pull that item and open it. So let's actually select this cheddar cheese. You're going to notice that we've put together the nutrition facts to the right. So it's integrated with the USDA. So what it does is that you select an item, you name it, then in the USDA table, you'll have to find what you're looking for. So let's put in cheese, cheddar. And notice that it pulled all the data from the USDA. This way I have it mapped and attached to the food item that I'm using. So later on, if I need to start developing these nutritional labels, I've already matched it to the food order guide within my food items, which is really a great advantage. Now, I also define how I portion this item. I portion in ounces. But when I purchase or I do my inventory, I like to do my inventory by the pound. So I'll show you that as well. It'll give you an average cost. And all you have to do is save this item and it's done. Now you've mapped it. Let's take a look at the vendor module. You'll notice that if I open up this vendor, it gives me more details. I can keep credit limits as well as minimum purchases, which will be important for my reporting because when I do a purchase order, I want to make sure I meet my minimum purchase. And if you take a look at the food vendor items now, we've also made some changes. You'll notice that anytime you add a new vendor, it pulls the entire food order guide, which makes a lot more sense for our users. This way, when you create this new vendor, all you have to do is create the vendor, select them from the drop-down list, and the entire food order guide will be pulled. Then you can check off the items that you decide to buy from this particular vendor, and you can start entering the vendor information as well as the yield information for that food from that vendor. So that's new within our software. Let's take a look at the recipes because we've also made some changes to our recipe. Again, we've incorporated this neat search tool so you can find things a lot faster. And we'll pull up this cheese sandwich so you can see what I mean. It pulls it up, it gives me my breakdown, my cost, my profits. And if I want to take a look at this cheese sandwich, it's really simple. All I have to do is drill down, take a look at it, and I can add all the important recipe information that I need to track within my system. In addition to adding these items, and it's really easy to add these items. If you start selecting or start typing the first few letters, you can select an item from the drop-down list And then if you're using, for example, the cheddar cheese, it will calculate all the information for you, and then you can determine how you're going to use it in pounds or ounces. It depends how you use it. But we purchase it by the pound and we portion it by the ounce. So these are my default settings. I can also add labor to my recipe and materials. This is a very important part of your recipe because you need to know, how much labor am I putting into creating this big batch of soup or whatever it may be, and what type of materials am I using to package it. And that can all be part of your recipe cost so you can understand it. Now, this becomes really significant when you're creating sub-recipes and recipes and you're combining them. And we'll take a quick example here. So if I'm creating vanilla frosting as a topping and I need to add items here or sub-recipes, I can do it. So I create this quickly, this sub-recipe within my system, but I can also add that sub-recipe into any of my recipes. So if I just go quickly here and I need to add vanilla frosting, notice that that sub-recipe now appears and I can start defining how I'm using that sub-recipe. Menu items. Menu items are neat because it gives us an opportunity to start looking at our menu cost. So as we start to develop our items, we're going to be using recipes. We may make a batch of 30 pounds of tomato soup, but we're serving it in ounces. So I'll get a bowl and we'll serve it up. And this is a great place where you can start looking at all your true costs. In addition, you may, besides just doing a recipe, a soup recipe, you may have a food item like a side of bread goes with it and part of that has butter. All these costs become significant when you're costing out your menu items. And it all begins with your recipe and your sub-recipes. And recipe costing is a great way to track all of that. So let's take a look at purchase orders. Purchase orders gives us the opportunity to create a purchase order for a vendor and to compare cost. So I want to take a look at, for example, this cheddar cheese again. I'm going to narrow down my search. And notice that the software found 2 vendors that I buy it from, and it has my most updated cost, which is from this vendor, and it's 0.159, where my other vendor is selling it to me for 0.168. So at this point, the software has already selected and highlighted the least expensive item that I need, and all I have to do is just add it. And again, we're going to have a lot more detailed videos on how to use these features. This is just a quick overview to show you what's coming up in our new version. So those of you who are already paying or those of you using our free version, you'll have this new look and feel. But these features that we're looking at today are for our paid users. So let's take a look at shopping lists. Why is shopping lists so important? I'll tell you why. If you're going to do a layered cake, a chocolate layered cake, which is part of your menu item, you may want to set up a serving size of 100. And what the software will do is that it will take a look at the menu items and it will check what's being used, how many ounces of flour, eggs. And when you add this to your list, software will automatically generate a shopping list of all the items that you need to make this layered cake for 100 people. And it's a great way because it starts preparing your purchase order so that you know exactly what you need to buy. And it will list it out, and you can use this to go shopping or to send it to your vendor. So another neat tool that we provided. Finally, we've updated the report engine, and the report engine will allow you to do a lot of what we're doing today. We have more reports coming out in this new release. And just like you do today, it's really simple. You select what you're looking for and you generate the report and it'll pull it for you. And then you can actually take this report and you can export the report in different formats. So for example, you can export it in Excel, PDF, or Word. If you're currently a paying subscriber, then you will be upgraded to the new version at no extra cost. Your $10 a month has been locked in. We are upgrading all paid users by December 17th, 2012, so you'll have the new version to use and to work with. We take the existing data that you have and we just upgrade it, and you have the new upgraded software. For those of you who are using our free version, we are offering a special price to all of our current subscribers that are using our free version. If you registered for the paid version by Friday, December 8th, we will lock in your subscription as well for $10 a month. And you will receive the upgrade December 17th, 2012, just like all of our paid subscribers. After December 8th, anyone registering before December 31st can lock in their subscription at $15 a month. And starting January 1st, Recipe Costing subscriptions are going to go up to $20 a month. So this is a great opportunity right now to lock it in. Don't wait, don't delay. I mean, $10 a month is only $120 a year. And for the savings that you're going to get, and to be able to really understand your food costs, and to really help you get through these tough times, you really need a software that can tell you what your costs are. And this is a great tool. So lock it in, don't wait. And if you miss the December 8th, you have up to the end of the year to really lock it in at $15 a month. And if you don't make it, then after that, it'll be $20 a month. And that's what we're going to be selling it for. So thank you for taking a look at the video. I hope you're really enjoying what we're doing. And without your support, we really couldn't improve the software. And it's our goal to continuously improve the software and make it better for you, and keep sending us those emails and those great suggestions, because we really do consider them. And when we sit down, we look at every suggestion that comes in, and then we decide what's best for the community, and then we incorporate it. So thanks a lot. And don't forget to lock in your pricing today before the 8th. That way you can get it at $10 and get grandfathered in. Thank you.